So we are moving to our the last presenter of this day, and the last presenter is Riya Raval, also doctoral student at the Veer Narma South Gujarat University in India, and the presentation is titled "Exploring Ecopsychology and Ecolinguistics in Mary Oliver's Poetry: An Ecocritical Analysis." So Riya, you can start.
Yes, thank you, madam. Very good evening and very good afternoon to one and all. As madam said, my title is about eco-linguistic and eco-psychology in Mary Oliver's poems, and it goes like: poet dies, genre change or modify, writing style sees many changes over time. Literary trends might change usually, however, the poetry of earth did never die, cannot die ever. This belief of John Keats was justified. Earth has seen ages, the earth has seen civilizations emerging and dying, the earth has seen bombing, the earth has even seen disaster, and still it stays. In the realm of environmental studies and eco-criticism, a multidisciplinary approach has gained significant prominence in recent years. This approach encompasses a range of fields, including eco-psychology and eco-linguistic, each offering unique perspective on the intricate relationship between human and the environment. Eco-criticism as a theoretical framework investigates the representation of nature in literature and other form of media, shedding light on societal attitude towards the natural world. Eco is a prefix derived from a Greek word ecos, meaning house or environment. It commonly used to refer to the natural environment, ecology of or the relationship between organization and their surrounding. Eco-psychology combines eco with psychology to create a field that psychology that focuses on the relationship between human psychology and the natural environment. It explores how our connection to the natural world affect our mental well-being, including issues related to environmental consciousness, the impact of nature on human mental health, and the psychological aspect of ecological problem. Ecopsychology examines the interplay between our psychological well-being and our relationship with the environment. Ecopsychology also dwells into the psychological and emotional connection individuals have with their environment, exploring the impact of nature on human and the reciprocal influence on human actions on nature. In ecolinguistic, therefore, combines eco with linguistic to create a term that focuses on the study of the relationship between language and the environment. Ecolinguistic examines how language influence our perceptions of a natural world, as well as how it can promote environmental awareness and sustainability. Ecolinguistic explores the role of language in shaping our understanding of ecological issues. It also focuses on the language and communication system used to describe and interact with the environment, revealing how language shapes our perceptions of a natural world. Aristotle, in his work Physics, explored the concept of nature and its role in the natural world. He believed that nature had an inherited purpose and that everything in the natural world had an ultimate end or goal. This idea influenced the development of natural philosophy and science for centuries and had a profound impact on how people understand the natural world. His writing on nature laid the foundation for many subsequent discussion and studies of the subject. Ecopsychology was founded by Theodore Roszak in 1990s, which dwells into the psychological dimension of our connection with nature. It emphasizes the importance of re-establishing a harmonious bond with the environment for our mental and emotional well-being, acknowledging that our disconnection from natural world can lead to various psychological and emotional challenges. Ecopsychology, a branch of psychology, emphasizes the interconnectedness of human mental well-being and natural environment. David Abraham, an environmental philosopher, has written extensively on the relationship between human nature and language. He emphasizes that importance of sensory perceptions and an embodiment in connecting with the natural world. He believes that eco-psychology should engage with our embodied experience of nature, encouraging deeper, more sensual connection. Ecolinguistic, on the other hand, was initially developed by scholars like Susie Gablick and Louisa Murphy, investigate the influence of language on our ecological perceptions and action. This field examines how language constructs our understanding of the environment and plays a pivotal role in shaping our attitude and behavior towards nature, which explores the intricate interplay between language and the environment. When combined, these two approaches provide a holistic lens through which to examine the complex interplay between human and the environment, offering rich and diverse avenue for research and a deeper understanding of the environmental challenges we face today. Now, let us discuss about Mary Oliver. Mary Oliver was an acclaimed American poet known for her profound and evocative works that celebrate the beauty of natural world. Oliver's writing is characterized by its keen observation of nature, its ability to convey deep contemplating insight about life, love, and human experience. Throughout her prolific career, Mary Oliver received many awards, including Pulitzer Prize for Poetry in 1984 for her collection American Primitive. Her poetry is often noted for accessibility and its ability to resonate with the broad audience as it speaks to the universal connection between human and the environment. Oliver's poetic style is marked by vivid imaginary and deep appreciation for the outdoors, with a focus on moments of introspect and connection with the natural world. Her works have left lasting impact on the world of literature and have inspired readers to cultivate a greater awareness of the world around them in a time when clear communication and understanding are essential in the face of global health crisis. Her poetry serves as a reminder of language power and connect individual to nature and to each other. Her words become a bridge enabling readers to access the healing qualities of the natural world even when physically distant. Ancient belief often held that nature possessed profound healing properties. Indigenous culture around the world have long practiced nature-based healing tradition, acknowledging around the world have long practiced nature-based healing. The COVID-19 pandemic has brought mental health into sharp focus, making eco-psychological themes more pertinent than ever. As a people, we grappled with isolation, anxiety, and loss. Oliver's poetry offers a refuge in a solace of nature and the understanding that it can heal the human spirit. Further, her poetry carries this ancient wisdom forward, reminding us of the age-old understanding that nature has the capacity to soothe, rejuvenate, and renew the human spirit. Scott Slowick, a prominent scholar in environmental literature and ecolinguistics, stresses the significance of language in shaping our perception of the environment. He argues that ecolinguistics should explore the linguistic structure and metaphors that influence our environmental attitudes. Slovic believes that by examining language, we can better understand our ecological responsibilities and relationship with that natural world. Now, let us discuss the poems which I have selected for these two theories. First one is Wild Geese by Mary Oliver is a well-known and widely loved poem that reflects the theme of nature, belonging, and human connections to the natural world. It, it speaks to themes of self-acceptance, human connections to the natural world, and the way we perceive our place in the larger ecosystem. It also reflects the ideas found in ecopsychology and ecolinguistics, encouraging a deeper understanding of our relationship with nature and the potential for healing and transformation through that connection. I quote, "You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body loves what it loves." I unquote. The poem opens with an invitation to let go of self imposed guilt and expectation. It encourages the readers to embrace their human nature and desire without judgment and condemnation. This is a central theme in ecopsychology, which explores the relationship between human psychology and the natural world. Ecopsychology suggests that our disconnection from nature and our self imposed moralistic judgment can lead to psychological and environmental problems. I quote, "Tell me about despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscape, over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers." I unquote. In these lines, the poem acknowledges that everyone experiences despair and suffering, but the natural world continues its cycles and process regardless of our individual struggle. This connects to the concept of ecolinguistics, which explore how our language and narrative shape our perception of environment. The poem highlights the contrast between human centered concern and the ongoing, indifferent beauty of a natural world. The poem concludes with a message of a hope and belonging. It encourages the readers to embrace their connection to the natural world and to recognize that, like the wild geese, they have a place in the larger ecosystem of life. Another poem is The Journey, is a poem which explores the idea of self-discovery and personal transformation through a metaphorical journey. The speaker describes a life-changing journey that involves leaving behind the past, stepping into the unknown, and finding a deeper connection with nature and the self. In the poem, the journey is not just a physical one but also a psychological and emotional one. The act of leaving behind the wrong life can be seen as a metaphor for setting societal expectations and norms that have distanced the individual from their true and more ecocentric self. I quote, "One day you finally knew what you had to do and began, though the voice around you kept shouting their bad advices." I unquote. These lines represent the realization and inner calling to reconnect with one's true self despite the external pressure and bad advice from society, which could be seen as a representing a disconnect from nature. Ecolinguistic explore the connection between language and environment. In the journey, the language used a rich and natural imaginary and metaphors. The natural world is not just a backdrop but an internal part of the poem, symbolizing the interconnectedness of the human journey with the environment. The Fish, another poem by Mary Oliver, is the poem describe a speaker's encounter with a fish they have caught. The poem describe the fish's physical characteristics and the speaker's contemplation of the fish life and history. It explores the theme of nature, morality, and the interconnectedness of all living beings. Ecopsychology is a field which again studies the relationship between how human and nature is connected, and it often explores the psychological and emotional connection people have with nature. In The Fish, the speaker contemplation of the fish life and the fish physical presence exemplify a deep connection to the natural world. This poem highlights the emotional and psychological impact of encountering a wild creature, evoking a sense of wonder and interconnectedness with nature. The fish becomes a symbol of a greater ecosystem, and the poem encourages readers to reflect on their own relationship with the natural world and the emotion it can stir within them. Ecolinguistic, on the other hand, uh, talk about in the talks about in this particular poem the word choice which Mary Oliver has uses. It plays this significant role. The poem uses descriptive language and portrays the fish and its environment. Lines like, I quote, "battered and venerables," I unquote, or "the pink swim bladder like a big pony," not only create a rich visual imaginary but also evoke emotional sensory emotional and sensory response in reader. Last poem, Sleeping in the Forest by Mary Oliver, reflects the poet's deep connection to the natural world and the healing power of nature. The poem describes the experience of sleeping outdoors in the forest and sense of unity and peace that it brings. It speaks of to the idea that spending time in nature can have a profound impact on your psychological well-being and our relationship with environment. In the context of eco-psychology, the poem can be seen as an exploration of the idea that humans have inherited connection to the natural world and that spending time in nature can be a source of emotional and psychological nourishment. The act of sleeping in the forest is a symbol return to more primal and harmonious state of being, away from the distraction and stresses of modern life. The poem suggests that nature has the power to heal and restore the human psyche. At last, in conclusion, the exploration of ecopsychology and ecolinguistics in Mary Oliver's poetry through an ecocritical analysis reveals the profound connection between the human psyche, language, and the natural world. Mary Oliver's poetry serves as a powerful testament to the transformative potential of nature and language in nurturing a deeper ecological consciousness. Through her evocative words and keen observation of a natural world, Oliver invites reader to rekindle their intrinsic relationship with the environment and recognize the significance of the interconnectedness of all life form. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for your presentation. Do we have any questions? Again, there are no questions. So thank you very much, all our today's participants. And see you then tomorrow on the second day of our colloquium. Goodbye.
Goodbye, ma'am. See you tomorrow.